Yeah! Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Woo! I got him! I got a chef! Yes! Dear friends, bonjour! Welcome to JCB Live, wine style. Today, dear friends, we're gonna be cooking one of the most historical food ever. De Mexico! Mexico!
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Hello.
Guess what happened in 1526? That was Bernardino, a saint, coming from Europe. He discovered in the old names of Mexico City some Aztec, wonderful native Mexican who were cooking this beautiful dish with tomatoes and what else?
And carne.
And chile. And he loved the meat, but he said, what about if we add beef? And that became chile from carne. 4 centuries ago. And the cool part of it is, Houston, of course, Houston, can you hear me? Decided to really build on this and became kind of the leader in the United States in fabulous Texas, and as well San Antonio and Old Texas became the big leader of chile con carne.
Hula.
Isn't it one of the best dishes ever?
It's delicious.
And for this, Rafael Raimondo con carne Cabernet Sauvignon. Es maravilloso, delicioso y
Muy perfecto.
muy perfecto, ¿por qué no?
Delicioso.
Our collection. I'm the cowboy today, and I'm going to tell you this is all what I need with my chile con carne. So, Rafael, tell me how to make it.
Let's get this recipe begin. Stay with me. So, for this recipe is very simple.
Well, you're going to have to try this.
I tried. I'm doing very good.
Our colección. La colección de Raimundo. Raimundo de Santa Elena. Santa Elena Rutherford de California. Don't forget, California was Mexico antes. Before 1850, it was the land of Mexico. So this is the extension of the food from Mexico all the way to fabulous California. Yeehaw!
Dear friends, for this recipe is a chile con carne. See? Okay, so this
Maybe I should attach a few peppers.
I'm using all simple ingredients in something that everybody they should have at home. I'm using some fresh garlic, paprika.
Looks pretty good with a little pepper. It's amazing what a JCB Thai can do.
Yeah. Poblano peppers.
Maybe we put a little. Oh, that looks nice.
The poblano pepper.
That's it. You know, we give you a little antenna.
There you go.
You
So
want
it
a
gets
little-
modern.
Maybe a little piece of raw beef. It's fabulous beef. You know, Rafael raised the beef. It could actually be steak tartare.
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
Delicious.
Shall I try this, or am I going to be on fire?
No, they're not spicy. These chilies. Good.
Very nice. All right.
No, they're not spicy. Poblano and some New Mexico. That's for this recipe. And the chile negro pasilla. So this one I'm gonna soak them in water, bring out to a boil, and we're gonna blend those up. Right?
Woohoo!
So I'm gonna start by searing my meat. I'm using some strip sirloin. Now they have a really good marbling. A little bit of Oxville grocery olive oil. And I'm gonna sear the meat. That goes in. And I'm using about a pound. And this one is a Cowboy Texas style. Do nice searing of the meat so you get a nice color. And then I'm using, like I said, I'm using garlic, fresh garlic, paprika, chili powder, garlic powder, a little bit of brown sugar, and half seeded jalapeno, dry oregano, cumin seed, little bit cayenne pepper, and a cinnamon stick, and the onion, and the poblano pepper. These 2 ingredients, and diced tomatoes, and crushed tomatoes. This one you can use crushed tomatoes, I recommend that. I would just use a nice plum tomatoes, dice them up and throw them in there. Everything's gonna simmer. It's gonna be perfect. Salt and pepper, of course, and so the meat is nice. I got a nice color in the meat. Get a nice caramelized. A couple more minutes. Then I'm gonna go with my onion, both end. Right, onion, garlic. And the reason I want to do the onion and the garlic, I don't want to just use the garlic in it because the garlic it'll burn and it's gonna give a bad taste. Garlic goes in. A tablespoon of garlic. And next I'm going to do the poblano pepper.
So dear friends, it's called in historical language capsicum. This is Chile. The capital of Chile, meaning the vegetable, is actually Peru. And with the Colombian exchange in the old days, they came to Mexico. It became one of those amazing vegetables that we adore. And can you believe when Christopher Columbus came, loved pepper, brought it back to Spain, Italy, France, and then it became, no pun intended, on fire. Why? The French have a hard time with it, and my stomach doesn't like chili too much, but I love it, so it's always a temptation I can never resist. Rafael, I'm done with the first wine.
I drink yours.
What are you doing? So dear friends, as Rafael is showing you something amazing, I'm going to do now on the darkness of time. As we're talking about history, very important to talk about the history of food and ingredients. Let's talk about timelessness. And this is one of those recipes, like Chronology as a wine. You can see the time capsule is here. This is the hourglass, half and half. We represent infinity because time is what you've lived and what you will live. And we love Chronology because it's all about the chronology of time encapsulated in this beautiful glass of wine. 7 grape varieties. And you know what I love the most, Rafael? The mission grape is in this beautiful bottle of wine. 2% of this blend has mission grapes. And what is mission? It was brought by, again, the Franciscans who came to Northern America and specifically California, but as well Mexico, and brought Las Misiones and El Mission, that great grape that add darkness and intensity to the wine. There's all the grape varieties you can imagine, 7 of them blended in this wine, actually crafted by Brian Maloney, and here our collection, Stephanie Putnam and Faye Knudsen. So this is an incredible choice to have with Chile because it has a lot of flavor, a lot of juiciness, a lot of spice, which I think are going to bring balance to the spice we're going to have. So I'm going to taste. Rafael, tell me.
Salud.
Salud, amor y Chile. Salud, amor y dinero.
Salud, dinero y amor. Salud, dinero y amor.
Or we can say salud, amor y sexo.
Yes, pa a la mujer ni todo el amor ni todo el dinero.
Exactamente. Conejito y placer.
Next, I got my peppers, meat, onions, garlic, and the fresh pepper in there. Then it has a nice color. Cumin seeds goes in. It's gonna give a nice aromatic flavor, and this is gonna bring basically the dish to life, right?
I believe you. I'm staying aside. My eyes are getting watery.
Cinnamon,
Oh, cinnamon.
and
Oh.
cayenne pepper, dry oregano.
Cane sugar?
Oh, cane sugar. Yes.
Ooh,
Got
that's
it.
the trick.
Chile powder. Paprika, Spanish paprika.
Ooh, I love this
All
one.
imported from Mexico.
What is
That's
it?
a border. paprika, the Spanish paprika.
The Spanish paprika is white.
Yes. Oh, it has to be dark. My tomatoes. What I'm doing, I'm creating the paste in this, and then I'm doing the peppers. What I was telling you, the New Mexico chiles, and chile pasilla. Right? This is the two chiles. They have been soaked, and this way you should let it soak for like 10 minutes until they're nice and soft, and they're gonna go in the blender. You can just blend it yourself, a little bit of liquid in there, and then that should be it, right? Next, so this is the paste those that needs to be blended, and this is the paste that I create, right? Nice and thick, a little bit of water, and then you do like balance it out with a couple tablespoons in here, and that's what is gonna give the nice rich and good flavor in it. So that should be it. Now we should do nice salt and pepper. Right? Be generous. And the tomato puree. That should be it. Simple, delicious, and fast to make. And then we just gotta cook it. And that should be almost, you let it simmer. And the longer you let it sit, the better the flavor is gonna be, because of course it has a lot of spices. It's like the same way you make mole, any other Indian dish, because it has so many spices. The longer you let it sit, the better it's gonna taste. You should let it simmer. Now that is all nice and good.
Oh, sure, lovely beans. Dear friends, look at those. So you soak them in water for how long?
Overnight. And
Overnight.
Cook until they're nice and soft. And that is.
Do I put them in there?
Just go ahead.
I'm shy. Oh, we are dancing.
There we go.
God, they are tasting so good. And then you have a little surprise over there, as I can see.
So this way you should let it cook, I don't know, a couple hours and simmer, and then that should be it. But I have a surprise for you, just like you're trying to say. Well, I got two surprises. This was simmering. This is I wanted to show you how to make it step by step, and this is the final dish.
Wow.
That is, see?
Dear
nice.
friends, this is maravilloso. Look at this deep color. So by cooking for how many hours you get this amazing
This is making
color?
it for at least 3 hours. It's on simmer.
Oh, the aromatic expression with Chronology is insane. If I taste, I'm going to make you so jealous. You're going to run to the store and want to make it immediately, as you should, because this is a very cool recipe. And for how many days can we keep it if we don't eat it all at once?
This one, that's the thing, since it has so many spices, and the spices what they do is just they keeps it for a longer life, and it's not gonna go rotten. I think it'd be good for at least, I don't know, 10 days.
And can you freeze it?
Yeah, absolutely, you can freeze it. Yes.
So I really recommend you do that. But then you have a little surprise over there. What is that? You're going to show us later, huh?
Who wants to play it?
Wow. Shall I help?
Please.
I'm going to do one. I'm going to do just one, just to show how gorgeous it is, so everybody can see how a miraculous recipe you've created. Voila. And now we're going to put a little cheese on it.
Are they a little nice in the smoked cast iron?
So look at this. This is a
Cornbread.
Native American wonderful recipe that is called cornbread. There's nothing better than cornbread with chili con carne, right? And Rafael, the Indians and Native Americans were really eating this. And as the colonialists came, they fell in love with it, and obviously brought back the recipe to Europe and to all the places around the world. Yeah. And still today, we can see that recipe can last forever. Here it is. How do we make this?
This one I will be posting the recipe for it, but it's equal parts of sugar, flour, and cornmeal. But I have a pound of butter, salt, and baking powder. Mix it all up. Mix up some cream. Get some fresh corn, blend it, and put them in the blender. Just crush it real quick. Throw them in. with 4 eggs. That's what the recipe
And that's
is.
it.
And then that's
Full
it.
eggs.
Full eggs.
And how long do
just
you cook
gonna-
it for? Because this is
This
very
was
crunchy.
this was a really nice. You can cook for like 10-15 minutes.
Wow.
And it cooks,
This is
it
fabulous.
cooks fast.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh,
So let me play one
Dylan,
more.
Julia, Donnell, we're going to have a feast because this is amazing.
This was for myself.
And this is really holding to your stomach for a long time as well.
Look at it.
Yeah! Like a good cowboy.
Voila. Perfect.
So, how can we decorate it further? I'd like some green and orange cheese, right?
Cheese in there. You can do cheese. You can
So,
do,
dear friends, I'm going to have a little more
onions.
chronology, as well as Rafael, because now it's time you try it. And this case, we're not going with any French
And I did, yeah, exactly.
or any,
That's exactly
any
what I
Italian
was
or
gonna say.
Spanish cheese here. So,
No.
what are you doing there?
This one will be perfect. You know what? With a queso fresco, it'll go just perfect, amazing. You know, Spanish. But we want to do nice sharp cheddar.
So it's a Mexican cheese.
No, this was a sharp cheddar.
Sharp
I'm just
cheddar.
giving the options. If you want to do, you can do queso fresco, a couple scallions on top, or Monterey Jack and cheddar.
Wow. Can I blend my Monterey Jack on mine? Rafael, per favore. Isn't it great? Look at that. And then we have this beautiful cornbread.
Delicious, huh? This is my favorite.
So how many hours all in for chili con carne?
I mean, this one I think you gotta do like at least 2 hours. You can get away with 2 hours,
But it's,
you don't
the
wanna
longer
rush
it sits, the better it is.
The better it is.
So maybe
It's
we
got-
should say 3 hours so
3
everybody
hours.
has
Yeah, time.
the appropriate time for it.
Yeah.
I think the dove is going to love this. Don't you think we should give it to her?
Put it right
Look
there.
at that. She's going to be. Ooh, ooh. You probably hear we have a beautiful dove in the living room of that fabulous Raymond guest house. She protects us. She brings peace and positive energy. So Donnell comes in the morning to feed her. She leaves at night and feed her. And the doves roucoule. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at this.
There's your delicious.
And you serve this on the side, right?
Yes,
They look
just
gorgeous
like
like
the side.
this.
So you cut it.
Shall we put a little piece on the side here so we can show everyone the profile of it? You see how perfectly cooked Rafael has done it. So it's not too cooked. It's very, very appetizing. It melts in your mouth. And I would like to say, I'm going to try a little piece of it.
That's good.
Fresh corn. Unbelievable. Well, let's raise our glass to this wonderful saint who went in the 1500s to Mexico City, discovered this amazing recipe, so now we can have it to the world, and all that has participated to improve this recipe from native Mexico and this one from Native American. So I think we should have a toast to all the people who lived in the Americas before we do today. Raise our glass to them and the diversity that brings uniqueness and obviously the unity we have around the table. And this is what we do here at JCB Live, Wine Style to Unity.